Anyway, how far are you in Ninja Gaiden?
I am on chapter 4. What I assume is the second checkpoint. I'm just like counting it by like how many times you run into a save point. I'm in the middle of the city. I got the two weapons for the chapter. I got like a big staff, like a bow staff, the lunar staff. And then the nunchucks. I got it off of a dead ninja. Like I just had to walk up to it and interact with it, and it was in a chest. I don't remember.
No, I was off the ninja. I like the staff. The staff is new in Sigma. As new as you can get. This game is fucking years old.
What did they have in the original game?
They didn't have the staff, but they've had the nunchucks, and you get like a bladed version of the nunchucks later on in the game as you progress.
Oh, like if you level it up?
No, it's a different weapon.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, the nunchucks I don't think you can upgrade.
When I first bought the game, I think I like by chapter 3, because I think by chapter 3 is when you start getting other weapons. And I like looked up what weapons you can get in the game. And I saw that if you play the game on a harder difficulty, and if you get a certain amount of scarabs, you can get like a plasma saber, like a plasma sword. Is that new or?
No, that you can get. I don't even know if it's. I think it's something you get when you beat the game, like on hard difficulty. But it's just a dragon sword. It's just a plasma saber.
Oh, it's like a skin.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm gonna play hard though, because this game is already hard enough.
Yeah, no shit. And your shit doesn't carry over, huh? It's like a new game, huh?
Yeah, yeah. Once I play two, I'm gonna be in the same boat as you, as like I won't know what the hell's going on. I only played like a little bit back in the day, but I never really got into it as much as I did with the first one. And all I'm playing through is just muscle memory. I recognize combos back in the day, and I'm applying them now, and a lot of them work. Except for obviously the newer weapons. I'm kind of sticking to what I know right now. Like I don't know if you got the wooden sword.
Yeah.
If you upgrade it all the way, it upgrades into like a fucking stupid powerful weapon that like the damage increases. The damage increases when your health is lower. Which if you can keep your health low and not get hit, it's perfect. But
I remember when I looked up the weapons, I saw one that had a really weird name, and I was like, oh, that looks like something I should look up a video for. And I think it was probably what you're talking about.
yeah, the unlabored flawlessness.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. When I saw the name, I was like, I could never forget that name. Unlabored flawlessness.
because it's flawless.
But at the same time, I think I did see people like the first video I saw was like a dude fighting against Dooku, like the actual time that you're supposed to fight him. I gotta say it was okay, but it wasn't the best. I don't know if there's like a equal like power scale for all of it, but I was pretty much just gonna stick with the dragon sword. Pretty much just the dragon sword up until like I can get the true dragon sword. Because I
Yeah.
think like by that point you're just like tanking boss's health with that thing, and it's
Uh,
just part of the story.
it's definitely a lot. I don't want to say easier, but every boss has like a weapon to use for them that's like that works best. Like with Doku, yeah, the sword is pretty much perfect. Just because like it's a one-on-one fight with swords, and his sword is pretty goated too. You just have to find like the right armlet, which I think you get like in a new game. For like there's like giant bosses and stuff that you fight. What I like to use is like the heavier stuff. You don't have to move out of the way as fast. Like the dragon sword helps you move.
I think I understand what you're saying. Like there are like some move sets you use for the bigger weapons or for the dragon sword that just like end up giving you a lot of like I want to say area of effect or something like area of.
It lets you move quicker. Everything is doable with a dragon sword. It's just some of the heavier weapons lets you gives you more oomph per swing at the cost of more swings. You know, like it takes more damage per swing of swing versus like the dragon sword. You could just pull off like a big combo and get the same amount of damage. And then your ninja arts too. That helps a lot just to fucking give you some breathing room.
What's the best one honestly? Because I have the fire wheel equipped and I don't know. I barely use Nimbo.
Well, it really
What do
depends
you?
on what you're doing. Like there's three, four, actually four total. If you want like more damage versus like a boss that won't flinch, the fire wheel is pretty cool because you're just constantly setting them on fire with like with your sword or whatever you're using. currently what I'm like to use is the fireball. It's like it auto aims and it aims to one enemy, which honestly is all I need just to finish everybody else off. And with the boss too, it's pretty good. Unless they dodge it, then I'm fucked.
I'm really like checking every nook and cranny for every type of secret and like power and item that I can get. Because boy, oh boy, man, does this game like
For sure, it hides things from you.
it does. It absolutely does. I keep telling myself that I'm good. Like I'm good enough to just hoard it all and be cheap and not use it. But then I get into like I don't even get to bosses or like mini bosses. I just get to like certain mobs. Like it's usually like the guys in the black, or like the guys with the body shield. You know, sometimes it's just like the guys with the grenade launcher that I'm not paying attention to.
Oh yeah,
I just
those
lob
guys.
one off. It just pisses me off so much. Every chance I get, like I gotta like stock up on whatever items I can get.
I'm kind of doing the same thing too with the health upgrades. I'm not really using any. Again, it's my fault if I die because I choose not to fucking use them. It's more of like a mental achievement, I guess, mental challenge, one of those things where you put on yourself just to like I don't know, prove whatever the hell. Sometimes I like just want to use it all and then just like get the max amount of health I can get. God damn it, man! Everything hurts so much, especially when you're using the unlabored flawlessness. The more health you have, the more the weapon's threshold to activate its power can be, the higher it can be. So you can have more health and still have like the supercharged weapon versus like when you have no health like me when you start off. No, when you still have the same health you started off with in the beginning of the game, it activates at a sliver, which your anxiety shoots up. Like you try to avoid everything. But the best thing to do, honestly, dude, backtrack when you can, like just to find more things. And the ambushes also are they give you some good stuff too, so I would do those too.
I'm actually backtracking right now. I just found a little chest that I didn't find the first time. But more than that, I just like I'm fucking lost. Like I don't know where to go. Yeah, that's the best. That's like the genius about older games that I remember and love so much is you had to pay attention. Like this is back when like they were going to assume that you had a attention span that you can hold and retain
Yeah.
information, right? And there's not just something on your HUD or some fucking pathway that's just going to tell you where to go.
I didn't realize until you said that, but there is no like, yo, go here, or there's no objective marker.
Did you guys read the new chapter of One Piece?
No, I'm behind again.
Oh, plus.
You said the wrong name.
Where? When?
It's not called One Piece anymore.
Oh, what's it called, buddy?
It's called Nepo Piece. Oh, man. I'll tell you, man. Just scrolling Twitter whenever like a new thing pops up in either the manga or anime, and I just see all these dummies get upset. And I'm like, yeah, you guys just don't get it, man. It's just so funny.
I hate that we're the old heads now, but we're the ones making sense.
Look, it's just like what we talked about last time, man. All these new head anime fans, they just don't know. I haven't read it, but I did see some stuff, and it's looking crazy.
Oh yeah, brother. I'm telling you, like, I just read it yesterday. As glad as I am to see that we're finally at the end of the flashback inception, and hopefully we resume our regularly scheduled program. But I don't think so quite yet, because I believe that it still has to like go back full circle and tie back into the king.
Yeah,
Technically hasn't died yet.
We have
right?
another
We were supposed
flashback to go.
Because the entire flashback was going to be like, what happened at the castle when you were there, Loki? And we just got into this huge tangent. But anyway, so hopefully that won't take too long. And shit, February, March, we'll be back on our regularly scheduled program.
There's just a lot happening, dude. There was like 4 different things happening with like 3 different stories going on at the same time. One of those where you kind of have to reread and just see if you missed anything, because there's a lot of info dump and stuff going on. Like I don't know how Dragon lost Shanks again. That's the one.
Shamrock?
No, because the Shamrock was taken by
He was taken by one of those knights.
Yeah, he was taken by one of the knights, and I think that's how Shamrock became a knight. And Dragon was holding on to Shanks, but he lost him during like a fall or something. I don't know. Shanks did like a freaking substitution jutsu for somehow.
Oscar, I just have one question for you.
Yes, sir.
How horny is the Disgaea series?
There's a lot of sexual jokes. Like I'm replaying through number one. I do want to say it would probably take a little bit before you start getting a little bit into like the sexual innuendos. There's another point where you get to see all of the main character's weaknesses used against him. His name is Laharl, and so he's weak to sexy things. And when people tell him nice things, things about love and stuff like that. But when he sees like succubuses or like the Nekomata, I want to say her name is Felicia from Darkstalkers, the cat.
Yeah.
And all the designs are just like, huge tits, huge ass. The main goal is that obviously, like they're showing a lot of skin, they're voluptuous, they're sexy, they have curves.
Yeah, I bring this up because as of this recording, there was a state of play recently for Japan. And the Disgaea team has a new action RPG, Kyoran Makaism. And it was looking cool. It's got the art style. You see the printies, I think they're called, right? The penguin.
Yeah.
And just watching the trailer, it's like, yeah, pretty normal stuff. And then you get to around like where they show off the ultimate attacks towards the end. And like the succubus character, I was like, holy shit. Just big old baps right in your face. It's like, wow.
God damn.
Yeah, I didn't know this guy was horny like that. So
it's something. I mean, like I don't know. Nipponichi Software, they always like to just like be the kind of brand that kind of like delves into like all sorts of games, like visual novel games and role playing games, or I'm sorry, not role playing, but like tactical role playing games. So I mean, like to see them kind of go in this direction, it's pretty interesting. Like it seems like it's kind of going to be kind of a meld of like a lot of their other publishers. Like they've done a lot of anime games that are kind of like one-to-one action like this. I would say like the movement part looks kind of janky though. It's like the only thing I don't like. In real time, like open world battle, just kind of reminds me of Pokemon, where you just kind of go around and you just start throwing Pokeballs at everybody, like in Legends of Arceus. Did you play Arceus? Was I the only one that did that?
no, I played it.
Oh yeah, you know what I'm talking about then, right? Like obviously the like Switch hardware as it could, like when you were in a specific area that you could render whatever you could around you, it's kind of like real time.
Like a lot of games are like that though, where you can start the attack before the actual encounter. You still go into the turn-based aspect.
Those things are swinging.
Mm-hmm. Them things be thangin' for sure.
So guys, are you guys in now for Night Rain? I need to know before I jump back in. Like, what are we doing?
Oh, the DLC. I did see this, man. This is I gotta say, man. I'm really excited to give it a try and be so far behind when it comes to all of these fucking what is it? These modifiers that you guys use for your runs. I don't know what it's called. I don't know the terms because I don't have the game.
The rights.
I don't have the rights, brother.
Look, I saw Artorias and I'm already sort of gooning about it. So you know what? Yeah, probably. Just look, because who's playing it right now? Exactly.
I mean, I can always hop back in.
So I don't know the longevity of this. Like, yeah, they bring out Artorias, a good name. They bring out, what's his name, Astral or whatever that giant monster was from Elden Ring. It's gonna give it a good boost for sure, but like for how long? That's what I'm looking for. Will I play it though? I think so. It's a free DLC, right?
I don't think so.
Fuck.
No, it's part of like the season pass you get if you pre-ordered or get the deluxe edition. All the new bosses look crazy. It's just gonna be wild. But you know what? I could tell you what multiplayer game we could play is the new mobile game Ratchet and Clank Ranger Rumble, baby. They got my boy trapped in the Play Store, bro. It's over.
Yeah. That just looking at the thumbnail you shared, I was like, this shit screams Supercell to me. Like that 3v3 Royal Rumble, the shooter game,
It's not PvP though. It's PvE. It's some mobile game company. I forget what this is, like Net something. Oh, BB. But yeah, it's a 4-player mobile game for Ratchet and Clank. You got to make your own characters, and it's like set in set in Captain Quark's Totally Safe Simulation.
Quark.
That shit's not safe.
Yeah, R.I.P. But yeah, I mean, it's Ratchet and Clank, man. Like the guns look fun in the trailer, so I'm hoping it could play decent and it could go on like Steam or Switch or something. I'm just hurting for a new Ratchet and Clank game. Man, it just sucks. It's only one per gen these days, so thanks Marvel for that, I guess.
Thanks, Spongy.
Yeah, but that's cool. But you know what? There's another mobile game out. I didn't know about this. Came out in April, I think. It's also on the Switch and Steam. The only reason I found it was because I was catching up on some music on Spotify. I follow, the boy Too Mellow, known for his Jet Set Radio tribute albums. And he's made music for a bunch of indie games and stuff. And what do I see he released a while ago? The official soundtrack for the hit video game Bop It.
Hell yeah.
There's a free version on mobile where you just play one level of the original Bop It. And I tried it, and it's just Bop It. The full version has more levels, and then you get the bigger Bop It with the more pieces on it, and then there's also co-op with that. Or co-op or versus mode. I can't tell what that is, but yeah, pretty crazy, man. That was not going to be on a bucket list, seeing something old like that come back. The boy Too Mellow, he killed it on the album. It's got his signature all over it. It's pretty catchy.
Did you guys see the new trailer for the Super Mario Galaxy movie?
Yes.
Okay, the important part was, did you see the snippet with Rosalina?
Yes.
It's her, guys, because remember, you can't be a hero without her. The one and only Brie Larson.
Oh, and did you hear the fucking the Prowler theme for Bowser Jr.? That shit had the internet dying. I had to go back to listen to it, and that really was the Prowler theme.
There's also a part, Danny, where he basically goes Super Mario Sunshine, and he just gets all this paint, he turns all metal. I don't know what they call that variant of fucking Kid Bowser.
It was probably paint because Bowser was painting in the beginning of the trailer.
I was expecting her to be taller because I think in Smash
she's big.
Brothers she's huge. Yeah, she's a pretty big girl.
Yeah, Rosalina is 7'3", guys.
Damn.
Anyways, guys, scrolling through Twitter like I usually do, you see a handful of things all the same, and every now and then you get something that just looks cool. New indie game coming out. It's going to be early next year. It's called Mr. Sleepy Man. Yeah, it's just pure indie goodness. It looks awesome. You're Mr. Sleepy Man, so you're just asleep the whole game, and you're running around, and what I'm assuming is a dream. Yeah, it just has so much soul in it. It looks awesome. The music is catchy. I'm super down for this one, man.
I really love these kind of games where you have a checklist of things to do. I like the idea of being a completionist in these games, but it's I want to say it's more akin to challenges, right? When it comes to the checklist, this is pretty much the Goose Game for me. It's really cool. I like that. It's also giving me Psychonaut vibes. When I think of these different areas are just maybe different dreams of his or different dreams of other people.
It's got the jam.
I really want them to put either it's got to be a mod, but somebody should mod Mr. Saturn from Earthbound because he definitely looks like Mr. Saturn.
I don't think so, but he does like Mr. Saturn. Is he sleepwalking? That's the whole fucking.
That's pretty much. I like how one of the details that they included is Parappa the Rappa demo disc. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The theme fucking slaps.
You know who he... I know he looks like Mr. Saturn, but his face also reminds me of early Fat Daniel from Lookism. Back in the old art.
Oh, yeah. Damn, so you brought up Lookism, and I just realized I have not been reading Lookism.
Oh, yeah.
Same.
Hey, when I made that Tower of God shit post for the clip, I was like, oh yeah, season 3's over. It's been over. I should probably get back in there.
Good luck trying to remember where you were and what the fuck is happening, dude.
I'm already got to restart season 3.
Restart season 3?
You're crazy, dude. I'm just gonna pick up where the fuck I left off, and then just hopefully my mind catches it. Fuck restarting that one, man. There's too much in that. Too much happening in that one.
No way, dude. Guys, there's a Tower of God spinoff webtoon. Tower of God, Yurik Mazzino.
That's actually cool.
This is not that recent, I think.
Chapter 1 came out July this year.
And it's when he first entered the tower, right?
Yeah, there's 18 chapters out right now.
There's too much happening in Tower of God, so they need a fucking a spinoff or something to.
See, but then this dumb bullshit where now you have to read into Yurik Mazzino to know all the initial characters, and they're probably going to show you what Shinryu looks like if Shinryu already hasn't been shown in this fucking series. Or Shinryu, is that his name?
What, the other irregular?
The first irregular to ever enter the tower.
I am 80 chapters behind on season 3.
The last thing I remember is Bam had just barely beat White. Like White just like finally like whatever the fuck that was.
That's
Damn,
that
bro.
Hell Train, bro.
Damn, Unc. You hella far.
What do you mean that's the Hell Train? That's
like the very end of the Hell Train.
no, dude. That was right after the war game shit bullshit. The cat dude, the cat demon,
Oh,
the one that fights.
I forgot he fought him again.
That was the end of the last major arc before where we're at now.
141.
141?
Yeah, that's the chapter I left off on. Oh, that's my next chapter I gotta read.
Oh, I'm only 20 ahead of you.
Last read 1,111 days ago. 11/11, guys.
Hey,
Wow.
time to hop back in.
I'm on chapter 100 of season 3. Yeah, I basically caught up and then it took a break.
Yeah, Tower took like a 6-month break. I think it was for his health.
But at the time it stopped, they didn't take a break. I can see it. The next chapter released the week after, January 2nd. Yeah, no, I just fell off because I'm a fake fan. I had to catch back up.
But while we're talking reading, I finished the book. I found this book at Book Off, and the only reason I picked it up was because on the cover there is a quote from one Hideo Kojima. So I told myself, well, shoot, if Kojima likes it, then I'll like it.
What was the quote?
I don't have the book on me, but it was like along the lines of, this is the type of sci-fi that we need now, or like this is the future of sci-fi. The book is called Mecha Samurai Empire. It's part of a trilogy of books. It's an anthology series where you follow different main characters for each book. It's the second one that's released, and me and my friends decided to actually read the author's recommended order, which we never do. We always just read publication order. But the author recommends books 2, 3, and then 1. And the premise is it's alt history, sci-fi. Germany and Japan won World War II, and they broke up the United States into the United States of Japan and then the German territory on the East Coast. And there's like a bunch of mechs and stuff and like all this crazy, super sci-fi tech, but it's not set in the future. It's like set in like post World War II. So like 50s, 60s, or no, 70s. Sorry. But yeah, it was pretty cool. Oh, I guess mid 90s. The beginning of the book starts in the 70s, and then we're following this young character in the 90s as he wants to become a pilot for the samurai mechs and stuff. And this guy, you could tell where this guy's inspirations come from because it's a young Asian boy as the main lead, and his best friend is a young German girl who, is very sassy. I wonder if he's watched a certain anime. The mech fights are pretty rad. The Germans have a crazy biomech, which just sounds awesome, and the Japanese covers shows what it looks like, and it's pretty cool. And mostly you get a look at what the United States of Japan is, and subtle differences of what the influence of Japan has over America. Good time, a lot of strong characters. I'm just pretty curious on how the next book is going to go to, since there was just so much build-up and stuff involving our main character, and just the way it ends, I'm thinking, man, how are we going to see this guy again? Because I would like to, but he's not going to be a main character, so I wonder how his role is going to play in the story moving forward. Even though he's young, everyone's just like, yo, you're a really good pilot, dude. So is this other guy, and like this whole little squad you guys got. So I'm hoping that they pop up in the next book.
I mean, I'm always a big fan of mechas and, big robots, especially piloting robots, because that's really where the money's at. But like in this book, do they get into like the nitty gritty for like how the mech works? My ears perked up when you talk about the bio robot. So like to just, I guess like, elaborate a little bit more, like, do they like talk about like, like synthetic sinews and shit like that? Or is it just like, like intricate pipes and, networks of like synthetic lubricants and gears and all this other bullshit,
It gets very detailed into it. Because like our character is learning to be a pilot, you learn a lot about how everything works, and then we get a little touch on how the biomech kind of works, because we do get a little glimpse at the Nazi Germany stuff. It makes sense, like based on what it is, like it's very simplified, and like every mech works different because they have different types of mechs. like on the cover, it's it's like a samurai mech, and then early in the book, our main character's piloting a crab mech. For the most part, there's a team that pilots the mech. It's not just one person by itself, but you can pilot by yourself, which we see many times in this book.
Are all the pilots in the same place, or is it like Voltron where they're all in their independent cockpits in the different sections of the robot?
No, it's all in one like main hub. At least for like the mech that has that option. Other mechs that they pilot are a little different from what they should be, so we don't get to see a whole lot of that detail. I'm sure we'll see it in the other 2 books.
Who did you say the author was again?
The author is Peter. I'm going to pronounce this horribly. Thierryos. He's written another book before this that I guess that was like pretty acclaimed. Yeah, he used to work at Pixar, LucasArts, and Sony. So yeah, there's the 3 books, which I'll be reading, and unfortunately, we couldn't find it, but he wrote a bunch of short stories set in the same universe, but they're in like Japanese magazines.
Are you taking a break off of Gundam, or are you still watching that?
Man, I haven't watched anime in a while. I just haven't been in the mood to like actually sit down and watch something lately. I did watch some movies lately, but no, I do need to get back into it.
I'm really glad you bring up movies. As of tomorrow, they are doing the last showing called Virgin Punk. I believe the guy who made it is Yasuomi Imitsu. Either that or he's the director. The thing that stuck out to me about this movie is because they were only doing 2 showings for it. And after my whole experience watching Perfect Blue, I really enjoyed just going back to the theaters and just sitting down and watching any like old animes and things that they like kind of remastered to bring back to the screen. The full title is Virgin Punk Clockwork Girl. And the reason why I was so interested in seeing it in the first place, because when I saw the art style for it immediately reminded me of a really old anime that I would watch called Mezzo Forte. So I saw this as a kid. They had like released it on HBO back when like Time Warner was still Time Warner. And I just remembered like back then they used to just have HBO available to you like as a package for months just for like being a customer. This is where I would find like Ghost in the Shell movies and like anime like this, and they just had like a whole bunch of stuff that would come on demand from time to time. I was like, oh man, this is really cool. It really does like scream like, like secret agent type shit. Essentially, she's if I remember correctly, it's her and like 2 other guys, and they essentially like try to infiltrate this gang. I don't know if they were trying to like find this kidnapped girl or something, or like try to unbunk this. Like I remember it just had to deal with like some sort of like either a trafficking ring or like a smuggling ring or something like that. And like I said, like I saw this animation style and I'm like, oh cool, like I remember this being something really cool. I saw the trailer for this movie that I'm going to watch, and I have to say, man, I was like, yep, I knew it was definitely going to be like a good choice. That shit looks sick. It's definitely the kind of action that I think that you would like, Jerry. Where they don't do like those scene transition things. They just kind of have like all the frames where they're just, going back and forth, duking it out and stuff like that.
I started reading this book. So I went to Portland. I visited my cousin. He was talking up this book to me, Snow Crash. He fell in love with it because it was very cyberpunk, and reading the first 2 chapters, I was already like, damn, this really is, because it's set in the future where everything is corpo, and it's following this guy, and he's a pizza delivery driver. So that's like his main gig. I think he has other side gigs like being an assassin, delivering like software coding, just other fucking cyberpunk 2077 stuff. So far, like, it seems like pizza business is run by the mafia, and if you're late, it's your head pretty much, and that's as far as I got. So he's supposed to have like a spotless record of delivering the shit. He ended up going to one of the pizzerias one day. So what happens is he drives through, the pizza gets slotted into his car in like a special compartment, and then he drives off. 30 minutes or less, I think. Shit going on inside the pizzeria. Everything's on fire and shit. Instead of doing his normal, like, he picks up a bunch of them and then takes his route, he takes one. Turns out it's like 20 minutes behind schedule already, so he's fucking gunning it. trying to make his way past all these fucking highways and shit, trying to avoid traffic, cutting through dirt roads and shit. And then there's this person, this is like a courier who's on a skateboard with like a grappling hook. And they hook onto his car while he's fucking speeding past everything. And they're trying to like hook onto his car so they can make their delivery as well on time. Thing is, like, it's slowing down his car, and he tries to shake him off, but it doesn't work. And then he has the route in mind. He's gonna take like a back road through a backyard, make it onto like a neighborhood street. I think they built some shit in the span of the last time he was there. His car ended up in like a empty swimming pool, and the courier was like, "What the fuck? Where is it? Like, where's the pizza?" Because the courier can tell by the car that he's a pizza delivery driver, and they know. I guess like it's assumed they know what's at stake. So he's like, "How far is it?" The pizza guy tells him the address, gives him the pizza, and then like the courier just takes off. That's where it ended, where I read. Like, it's he's hoping to make it on time, so it's not his head that's fucking chopped off at the end of the book or whatever. I have no idea where the story's gonna go, but I'm kind of sold already, just because it's like about delivery. I used to deliver pizzas.
Yeah, you know the life. You know how dangerous it is.
Yeah, you kind of need a gun in your glove box as well.
And fresh off of Death Stranding 2?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, man. These kinds of stories are fucking following me, and I'm like, fuck it. You know, they pique my interest, especially because this guy has two fucking swords on his back, and it's fucking cool.
You know, I'm not going to be surprised if the next episode we're going to be talking about some delivery driving indie game you saw on Steam that you want to try.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I'm not going to play that.
I didn't know there was one you were already thinking of. But that's great though. That's awesome. You're real like stuck to the life. Your heart's set. You need a tattoo of like, I don't know, what do like delivery drivers usually get tattoos of? What's the symbol for a delivery driver? Is it like somebody chucking a newspaper at something? Is it like a delivery truck?
Yeah, it's called bridge and drawbridge.
And drawbridge, yeah. I don't know. I think there's a couple of those kind of indie games. I don't know. I've been watching different YouTubers left and right. Some obscure game about driving in a car, making it from A to B. So I'm assuming it's delivery based. I read it when I take a shit, at least a chapter, just so I'm not on the fucking toilet the whole time. So far, I'm not doing the thing I usually do when I read a book, where if I feel like I've been reading for like a long time, I skip ahead and seeing what the next chapter is. I'm not doing that a lot. So I'm just kind of like just sort of breezing through each page and just taking it as how it is. I might be getting better at reading, guys. I don't know.
I feel like when I do that, what you're talking about, like kind of skipping ahead to see what the chapter's over, I do that mostly when I'm like wanting the chapter that I'm on to be over, you know, like when I'm tired of it for the most part. You know, so maybe it's just like you're just really interested in the book. You know, you don't feel the need to just skip ahead to find out when whatever part is over.
Danny, I don't know if you've been watching those reels I've been sending in the chat where it's like really cyberpunk, but it's AI, and there's like kind of like a storyline.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it's kind of that vibe. I think that's what turned me on too. I'll send some to you, Oscar. You know what? That's gonna be my recommendation.
All right, guys. Before we wrap it up today, we have an email. You can send stuff there. You can even post comments somewhere. I'll take a look and we'll bring it up on the show. For the email aspect, it's unversedpodcast@gmail.com. And we got one in today from the boy Mark. So thank you as always. Talking about how, the movie's out. Part 2 is getting ready to wrap up or whatever. It got him to go back to reread the first part of Chainsaw Man. I didn't feel this way, but he says there was negative reception to how it ended back then. After reading it and seeing the ending of part 1, he felt it was fine if it ended there and part 2 didn't exist. So his question, to wrap it all up here, says, were there any endings to any series that you didn't like or hated, but looking back at it now, you're okay with it? Yeah, that's a good one, man, because perception changes as we get a little older. Just to talk about the ending of part 1, I thought it was a good ending. At the time, I was saying like, yeah, I don't want a part 2 because where I thought it was going to lead was going to be awful. But, the beginnings of part 2 was pretty solid for Chainsaw Man. I don't know, if I don't like an ending for a manga, usually I'm just like, yeah, that shit was dumb, bro.
I'm right there with you, man. I don't know if we mentioned this on record or off record, but it's just like we were saying earlier with the whole waste of time thing, you know, it's just like by the time you get to the end of a series, whether you were reading it weekly or if you like binge through the whole thing, it's a different level of disappointment when it hits you like, man, this sucked. I wasted my time versus, man, this sucked. I wasted 4 years on this. It sucks either way, but the difference is how much time you put into it. And that's a factor to it. More relevant to what he's talking about, though, it's like, I agree with what you were saying, Danny. Like, part one was great. I think part one was plenty tragic in and of itself. I was like, his friends are dead. Love interest is dead. The whole reason why he like wanted to like do the whole thing in the first place, everyone's dead, you know? So he's alone again. And on top of that, you know, he did learn some things, but it's not like it wasn't perfect, which is what I thought how he would have wanted to end it. But then we got part two, and at that point I'm wondering, well, who asked for part two? You know, I'm sure we already have an answer, but back then at that point, I'm thinking to myself, like, is Fujimoto saying that he wanted to continue this, or is this because Chainsaw Man was so popular that, you know, Shonen was like, no, we have to keep going with this somehow, you know? And it's just like we end up with this kind of quality that makes it lead into like where we're not dragging the story, like we had this planned out, but this plan, the storyboard that you have sucks. Like it feels like it's dragged out, like it's played out, you know, whether that's the case or not.
I feel like you're missing a key part of the end of part one, though, for Chainsaw Man. Like, everyone's dead and stuff, you know, but those last few pages and how Denji talks in that final chapter, there's a positive spin on stuff. Like, he's looking forward to life moving forward. He now fully can live his life how he wants. It's not being controlled by anybody. And then it ends with, like, you know, a demon's attacking, like, downtown or whatever, and so he's about to go hero mode, basically. It's like, oh, okay, so part two is just we're gonna see Denji, you know, like being Denji without any strings on it. Like, that's what people are probably gonna be looking forward to.
I'll let you see how the rest of chapter two plays out, how part two plays out, because as far as I can understand that point of view and how it would have led to that, that's not what happened, unfortunately.
Well, no, I'm not saying that's what's happening. I'm saying, like, that's how part one ended. Like, those feelings are there, and that's what would get people excited, basically, to see a part two.
Yeah, I would agree with that sentiment. And I think as far as that went, though, like, that to me, they gave me, like, the same feelings as how The Last of Us 1 ended. Hey, you know, like, we could get more, but, like, we really shouldn't. And I still stand by my decision that I was right by that point. I mean, all the same, I'm just waiting to see how this resolves. There's even more stipulation as you go on. Just the amount of like devil on devil subterfuge that they try to pull off in this. It's not really confusing. Like it's mainly like, I don't want to say easy to follow, but it's just maintainable in terms of like who are the real antagonists are. And then, you know, you're just like, what are we even doing here anymore? That's just, you know, there are a couple of chapters where I really feel like that. It's just, I always ask myself that question by the time I get to page 16 or 15 or however much they do for that chapter. And I'm just like, what are we really doing here anymore? I got really far away from his question.
As far as like manga goes, because like other stuff, like whatever, who cares? The only like kind of ending that I'm like, yeah, this really sucked. That was a good series. And Jerry can agree with me here. And Akil too, if he was here. Is of course Blazer Drive.
Oh my god!
Just
man.
the way that series ended.
Thank you, because I was running on empty, and then that's fucking.
I'm not saying looking back on it, it was a good ending because it's like, I mean, I still don't get like why that was going to be the twist for that ending, but whatever, man.
You know what? Yeah, that's one of the ones where I'm kind of like, if I were to go back and read it now, I think it'd be fine. I'm glad there wasn't a second one, because if there was, I wouldn't know what to do, because I wouldn't know like how to feel about it, because like I don't know, it wrapped itself up nicely. I don't know, but it wrapped itself up for sure. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I was gonna bring up Skyrim. It was, to me, back in the day when I first beat it, was kind of anticlimactic to me. Like, everybody's just shouting at the dragon, and then he died, and then that's it. You get sent back to the overworld, and like nothing ever happened. But looking back now, I'm kind of like, you know what? I guess it's fine playing it like how many fucking times already and beating it how many times. Going back to it, I'm sort of
Yeah.
like, I guess that's all right. You know, like what else is the Dragonborn supposed to do? Like just stay up there? No, he's supposed to come back from Salvangar because it's not his time yet. Goes back to the Rain World and has to do what or does whatever needs to be completed or whatever. Yeah, it's fine. You know, it's not something that excites me, but it's not like it had to be done. I guess like it's not like they just fucking shoot in the ending. It's actually it's just fine.
Yeah, I feel like most endings I'm like, yeah, it's fine. And if like there's something like I really hate, and I just don't really think about it anymore.
That's where I'm coming at in from. I'm like that's why I'm kind of not really. I don't really have anything.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could say from like looking at it from an audience perspective, there's like I know there's endings like that where I'm like, no, I mean it was fine. Like everyone hates it, I get it, but it makes sense. Like the end of season 5 for Samurai Jack, right? The aired ending, like everyone hated it. You know, like it makes sense that it had to go that way, and I was fine with it for the most part. We get the quote unquote true ending in the video game, so you know it's a win-win for people, I guess. But yeah, but looking back at it, it's like yeah, I mean it makes sense. It's fine. It's unfortunate, you know, for Jack as a character, but for the story and what the you know like the sacrifices you have to make to go back to the past, I guess like that's what it is.
I think that makes sense. I mean, if I remember correctly, is it have something to do with his daughter, Aku's daughter, right? Because they were like that was like his love interest in the last season.
Yeah, she vanishes at the end of the season because Aku is dead.
They pulled a Gurren Lagann, huh? That makes sense. So what was the true ending in the game?
She just doesn't vanish. Thank you for the email, Mark, as always. Greatly appreciated. And again, unversedpodcast@gmail.com, or you know just comment anywhere, and we'll pull it up for you guys. Again, yeah, to circle back on a recommendation, Jerry already teased it earlier, but what are we talking about again?
Gossip Goblin on Instagram. Before you fucking shit on me and AI, this is AI imagery, right? But it's actual story writing from this guy. He has made a world, a universe of a cyberpunk universe of the future. There's like different cycles of humanity. The one I'm specifically talking about is the second cycle of humanity is pretty cool. More specifically about this guy named Varn, who's a Patrite. What that is like a Ripper Doc in the cyberpunk universe. He
Nice.
pretty much for some coin he takes some people apart, rips out some nerves or some or like injects joy into their system or something like, or you know stuff like that, cheating death and all that. Just like the soul is a tangible object that you can put away for really quick and put it back into like a another body or stuff like that. But it just like the intricate details he uses in his dialogue like kind of paints the picture of the world and where we're at this point as humanity. It's really cool, man. I would watch it a lot on my route at work, like during my breaks, and I get a lot of information out of the world he's trying to build just in those like in that 1 minute of the reel. And then there's other different reels based in the same universe. Yeah, like I said earlier, my favorite ones are with Varn Eriks and his apprentice Zob, and they're both just dicking around, trying to make means to an end. Every day, just trying to dodge the patrols or whatever he says it. Man, it's the language used in this is really fucking cool. I love it. I definitely like want like a show or like or one shot movie out of this universe, because it's really puts into perspective of how technologically dependent we've become and how much further it can go. Like on some ghost in the shell type of stuff, where it's like humans forget they're humans because they have so many different like mods, add-ons, whatever on their body.
Oh, they go psycho.
Yeah, some of them do. Some of them I guess it like depends how many you have, and then who you're getting your parts from. You know, because like the boy Varn Eriks is like a black market Patrite. There's a corpo type of Patrite called the Neural Core, which is just like the corpo version of Varn Eriks, a more streamlined version, I guess. but like it depicts like the owners as like rich folk, heads up their asses type of people. It's pretty cool. So if you want like genuine story writing with sort of kind of cyber goth, cyberpunk type of like visuals, if you can like if you're like us and you don't really fucking care about AI, if it's used properly and well, Gossip Goblin has like a whole fucking world set up on his page.
These are pretty rad, man.
The way like everything about it is really cool.
Yeah, I have to say I was always pretty captivated in this kind of like, I want to say it always reminds me of like a book cover, like for those 80s to 90s sci-fi books. I'll definitely have to check more of this out. I do like the design for Varn. I'm always a big sucker for like the doctors who have their own kind of modifications, and it's just like, he's got like that real like dystopian Mad Max looking like feature to him. Like he's a big buff meathead in a big leather jacket, but his eyes remind me of like a cyberpunk Dr. Farnsworth from Futurama.
Yeah, definitely. Kind of mad scientist, but like more gritty, more rough around the edges. Like I'm all about the coin. Like I can do whatever the hell you want if you got the coin.
The moment I saw that cat too, I was like, all right, I'm all in.
Yeah, man. The cat's pretty cool. It's some dude who didn't pay his debts. The loan sharks came after him, and they transferred his soul into a cat so they can keep his body. And it's
fucking awesome.
And he's like, yeah, you know what? This isn't so bad. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, this would definitely make me want to play Cyberpunk again.
Yeah,
because everything that you were saying earlier is essentially what cyberpsychosis is.
For sure, this page makes you want to dive into Cyberpunk for sure. I don't know how many cycles of humanity there are, but I think he's more focused on the second one where we're not that far. I don't know what brings forth another cycle, but this one with Varn is fucking awesome. Plus the dialogue too is fucking awesome, man.
And I believe he does the voice, right?
I think so. I believe so. I remember him. I think it was him. Yeah, I think you're right. No, it's some other guy. His name is Goshfather.
Well, right on, man. We'll have the link in the description if you want to check out the page, see all the crazy concepts he has. And I would say we're going to get out of here, but I got some breaking news. Shit. Officially confirmed and announced the Death Stranding anime.
Oh, shit.
It's not an adaptation of the games like I thought it was going to be. The working title is Death Stranding Isolations. It's going to be exclusively on Disney Plus in 2027.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was like, damn, okay, well, whatever. The animation company is E&H Production, and the only thing I've seen from it is the Monsters OVA that they did. And they also worked on Undead Unluck, and they worked on Bullet and Ninja Kamui. So I liked Monsters of how it looked, so I'm sure they'll be doing good. And they got the character designer is Kushinov. This is the person that worked on the Netflix Ghost in the Shell that came out like a year or two ago. Yeah, so this it'll be interesting to see. We got to look at the two characters that are going to be, I guess, the main characters for the series.
I don't like the hair.
Yeah, the hair is interesting.
It definitely gives me the Disney vibe. I know that that's probably not one-to-one these days, but something about the male character and the way that he looks right now definitely gives me like a sort of Disney vibe. I think it's the lips, honestly.
Interesting. The director for the show, Oscar, is Takayuki Sano. He's worked on a lot of stuff here, a lot of key animation and storyboards for series. One of the recent ones was he did the storyboard for episode 12 of Clevatis.
Ooh, I did like that episode.
All right, with that, we can get out of here, guys. So thanks for listening.
Tune in next time when we talk about the Konami code.